Earth, our beautiful home. Full of life, full of variety. Always changing. But the inhabitants are playing a dangerous game. You are going to join in this game in a simulation that will fast forward us through the next 50 years. You will be placed in a world made up of 3 countries. You will find yourself living in one of the countries as a member of a family of 4 or 5 people. The people in your room are fellow members of your country. Like everyone in the world, you need to work so that you can afford to live. Your work is represented by filling in the squares on grids in the pattern shown here. If your work is poor quality, it will not be accepted. In the space of 5 minutes, your family must make at least enough grids to pay the rent. 5 minutes of work represents 1 decade. You have to pay your rent to the landlord before the 5 minutes is up. The landlord is a hard person. If you don't pay your rent on time, then you'll have to pay it plus a fine in the next 5 minutes, as well as paying the next decade's rent. If you pay all your rent by the end of the game, then you get to have a decent lunch. If you haven't paid all that is owing, then you have lost your home and you will go to the refugee camp where there will be poor food. This will really happen today. Some of you will have a nice meal, some of you won't. We said it would be a dangerous game. Like the real world, you will have choices. How you do your work, how easy you make your life, whether you find a way of going green. If you're desperate, you can sell your children to work for rich people, or move to a place where it is easier to pay the rent. Some of your choices will have an influence on the lives of everyone in your world, and could make it harder to pay the rent. The wrong choices might make other people go without lunch. But, like the real world, you can get very rich. There are prizes for the people who make the most money. Remember, there will be 5 decades, each of 5 minutes working time, plus time to make decisions in between. You have to make enough grids to pay the rent and get it to the landlord in each 5 minutes. There are very few rules. Don't steal from the landlord. It's against the laws of nature. Don't fill in grids except during the 5-minute working slots. Don't leave the world. Otherwise, just about anything goes. If you don't use your nous, you'll probably end up going without lunch, because you could make anything happen in the dangerous game.